actually conducted a social experiment on you guys, on, you know, some of the members who actually participated and voted on the community tab. If you guys remember, if you were here from about, you know, maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that we all have biases, right? And I publicly admitted, yes, I'm a man, so of course I'm going to be biased towards what men say, just a little bit. If it makes sense, of course, I'm going to make sure that I'm protecting the black male ethnic image, and I'm going to side with men because I am a man. And I was telling you guys that women do the same thing on social media, and that's why it's so tough for you guys to sit there and argue with strange women and try and get them to take accountability, because for one, they're in front of an audience. So it's going to be tough to get women to actually comply when they're sitting in front of people that they don't know and they don't respect you. And their biases, and you guys call it or refer to it as the sisterhood. So even though a woman, you know, most women may be on your side, so to speak, and they may speak up for black men or men in particular, they still have certain biases that they have to adhere to because of the fact that they are females. And it's the same things that we do. So to sit there and say that people don't have internal biases already is actually crazy. And you know, some of the pushback that I received on that from the guys, actually, they were like, "Ah, man, you know, if it makes sense, and I'm good. I don't see, you know, I don't see any difference." And some women actually chimed in and said, "No, I don't do that." So I decided to do a social experiment. And I don't know if you guys caught this, but if you were on my community post, you would have seen this. Let me show you something real quick. So if you look here, I asked this question. If a man is dating a new woman who he hasn't had sex with, but still having sex with his ex-girlfriend, do you still consider that cheating? And I use what I deem, I'm not like other guys, manipulation tactic. And this is something that you learn with dealing with women. Maybe crazy, maybe sad, but this is something that men do. There's something that I've done. So by continuing to have sex with your ex-girlfriend while dating a new woman, it stops a man from pursuing sex while dating. The goal is to make the new woman think that you're not like other guys who only want sex, but also manipulates the new woman into thinking that she's unattractive to you. Eventually, she'll ask if you're attracted to her and or initiate sex to prove that she's still attractive, which is the man's primary goal. Women have the power to influence men with their attractiveness and or make a man think that she's going to have sex with him, i.e. the friend zone. But when you take the influence away, then she has no power. She'll try to regain that power by becoming sexually aggressive. Yes, gentlemen, this works. So, do you guys understand what I'm saying here? Because we all think that we're not like other guys. And that's a common term that women have hopefully caught on to by now, when men will say, well, I'm not like other guys. I'm not like all the other guys. Yes, we are exactly the same. I don't care if it's Stephen Urkel or Stefan Urkel. We all want to sneak in. We all want to get that booty. So I don't care how you go about it, the nerdy way, the good guy way, the good man way, whatever it is. All men are the same in that mindset in regards to dating. You don't take a woman out on dates that you're not attracted to, sexually attracted to. We don't invest in women like that. So that's why I always wanted to create a YouTube channel, because I used to hate the fact that men used to use that as an excuse or tell women that I'm not like other guys. You are. We are all the same when it comes to that. Yes, you may have different thought process in regards to I'm dating for marriage. I'm just dating for casual hookups, relationships. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, you know that women come attached with the vagina and you want to sneak into it with her permission, of course. And you want to possibly have some kids or just get your rocks off. It is what it is. So that's why I'm putting this up there and saying that it's a manipulation tactic, because it actually works. I put up the same post and I had it pertaining to women. I said, question. If a woman is dating a new man who she hasn't had sex with, but still having sex with an ex-boyfriend, do you consider that cheating? And this is what I call the wholesome woman / low body count manipulation tactic. By continuing to have sex with an ex-boyfriend while dating a new man, it stops a woman from giving a man sex before a relationship and or marriage is secured. The goal is to make the new man think that you're a wholesome woman who doesn't want to have sex with anyone, but also manipulates the new man into thinking that her body count is low. Eventually, the new man will try to meet whatever rules that the woman has set in order to have sex. So he'll pursue a commitment faster than normal or go as far as marrying the woman if she tells him that she's not having sex before marriage, which is the woman's primary goal. Women have the power to influence men with their attractiveness. So by having sex with the ex-boyfriend while telling the new man that she's celibate and or waiting until marriage, it makes the new man believe that she is not a promiscuous woman or a good girl. Yes, ladies, this works on most men. And I said most for a reason, because we all have bought into the fact that there are possibly more simps out there than more men who are aware. So that's why I said most men, because it's basically them trying to live up to her standards that she has set just to make you think that she doesn't have sex often with new guys. And this typically works for women who don't have kids, because men who are aware are already smart enough to know or understand that if a woman has kids, that's living proof that she's had sex before, walking around, eating fruit snacks, Capri Suns, so on and so forth, right? So when she comes into a dynamic and she says, hey, I'm celibate or I'm waiting till marriage, Kevin Samuels flushed this out immediately on his platform when women used to come up with that foolery. He was like, what you talking about, you celibate? You got 2-3 kids running around here and you talking about you celibate now? So you want the new guy with bigger or higher standards for him to not get anything. Y'all remember these conversations that Kevin used to have?
I am celibate. I've been celibate for 2 years.
What?
I've been celibate for 2 year
Where'd that come from?
I want to know, is that the reason why?
You two people that came out of you. What you talking about? I'm trying to understand what's the philosophy here. You're not a virgin. You got 2 people came out of you. What's going on?
No, you did not.
Oh no, you did not have the nerve to bring vagina out here and close it up at 37 years old with 2 kids out here.
Yeah. So we know about these things. Okay. So this is the same dynamic for women as I did with men. So how do you think this fared on the community post? What y'all think? So the voting for the men, remember the question was, if a man is dating a new woman who he hadn't had sex with, but still having sex with an ex-girlfriend, do you consider that cheating? Most men who voted said that is not cheating because they are not in a relationship yet. Then 30% of the men who voted out of the 340 said that is cheating because they're working towards a relationship. But you see a distinct difference, 70 to 30. 7 out of 10 men said it's not cheating when a man does it. Now, let's look at what they said for women. You see that? Question was, if a woman is dating a new man who she hasn't had sex with, but still having sex with an ex-boyfriend, do you consider that cheating? This one got 506 votes. 37% of the men who voted said that is not cheating because they're not in a relationship yet. 63% of the men said that that is cheating because they're working towards a relationship. And the reason why I said 506 men voted is because my platform is overwhelmingly men. I believe it's almost like 8 to 2. You know what I'm saying? 8 men to 2 women or whatever, right? So what does that tell you? And why did I do this? I did it for a particular reason to explain to you guys that if these same two questions were shared on, let's say, a black woman who hates black men's channel, then they probably would have flipped. I would probably say that 80% of the women on that fictitious woman's platform would say that no, it's not cheating when women do it. But when you go to the men, they'll say yes, it is absolutely cheating if you're trying to date someone but you're still having sex with your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. You see what I'm saying here? So that's why I did that, to show you guys that we all have internal biases based off of the people that we either hang around or the social media content creators that we actually watch. So that was the whole point. Make sense? So yes, and it's understandable. And like I said, I'm not trying to indict you guys for having biases, because like I said, I admitted to that as well. I'm a little bit more egalitarian because I do have a platform, but even with egalitarian relationships or marriages, the men tend to make more money. So just slightly, I do lean towards men and protecting the black man's ethnic image. So that's why when you see black women fighting so hard not to accept certain statistics and research and so on and so forth, is because of that bias. And also it has a lot to do with them being sold this lie for so many years about black men and what black men aren't doing. So when you tell them that, hey, this wasn't true, they don't want to hear that. And I'm saying this for a reason, because this is going to bleed into a conversation that we're about to have about doing proper research prior to sharing stuff on social media. So yeah, so that's why. And I think this was a great test. It was a great study. And I'm actually going to clip this up because it needs to be, used for these spaces. So don't get upset when you see women, getting pissed off with statistics. It's nothing you can do if they don't accept it. It is what it is.